Hey guys, and welcome back to another Cultured Boys discussion. I'm Pepe and I'm joined by Nathan, and today we're going to be talking about the latest Pokemon games, i.e. Pokemon Shining Diamond. Wait, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. That is a great start. I've already got the names wrong. I was just like, wait, hold on, that doesn't sound right. But yeah, we're going to be talking about those games. They released like a few weeks ago, but we're just going to thought we'd talk about them now. How you doing, Nathan?
I'm doing good. This'll be. I feel like this is an interesting discussion because seems like, for whatever reason, these remakes have divided the fandom heavily.
Definitely.
And you literally always seem to sway one way or the other. The one side being like us, I'll buy it anyway. It's Pokemon, and the other side that's just like, I could not care less. I don't want anything to do with this.
Yeah.
That's kind of why we're doing this. We plan to do this because it seemed like a lot of people, I don't want to say on the fence about it, but like I feel like it just needs to be said.
You're completely on the ball with like the whole divisive thing, because I know people that like have not got this game because it doesn't look worth it compared. It's like they think of it like a backstep compared to Sword and Shield. But like, there's like for years, people have been asking for these remakes, and now we finally got them. So like, is it like worth the complaints? We'll talk about it. But what's your initial thoughts on it, Nathan?
It's a very faithful remake. I generally actually don't have anything bad to say, but that might be because this generation specifically, I have the least amount of experience with.
Yeah.
I think I've only ever played the originals and/or what was the third one with Giratina again?
Platinum.
I've only played Diamond and Pearl probably once or twice, and Platinum once or twice. So I have very little experience with this generation. So this for me was good.
Yeah.
In a sense, because now I get to re-experience it. I have no nostalgia for it. I'm literally sort of playing it almost brand new.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say is I really like the quality of life stuff. I know that's also one of the things, like one specific quality of life thing is what has ticked people off, the EXP share. I like it personally.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's one of those ones that like, again, it's a very divisive thing because like even like you're an old school Pokemon fan that enjoys the grind of it, and like it feels more worth it when you complete the game with like your team that you've like sort of grinded. There's the other people which I kind of feel like, I don't know, I fall into both categories of, I do like the EXP share, but sometimes it feels a bit OP. But you enjoy it, don't you? You prefer the EXP share.
I enjoy it because I've always hated grinding, and it really just cuts through a lot of the shit for me.
Yeah.
But I also understand from talking to other people, like, I understand there probably should have been just an option to turn it off.
I agree. Yeah, I completely agree.
But me personally, I wouldn't have turned it off. I've had plenty of fun doing the way it is, like just every Pokemon gets EXP.
Yeah.
For someone like me who switches games a lot, and I'm finally starting to realize, I have to adult more than I realized, it saves a lot of time for me.
That is the exact like thing I feel with it as well, because I feel like with this game, I don't think I'd be as far on it now as I would be if I didn't have that EXP share on.
Yeah, same. Like,
it's like you said, I've got a job to do other than this. I don't have time to necessarily be grinding all the time. Like, I'm not the same that I used to be when I was like 12 or whatever, and have like evenings free or weekends free to do this.
Yeah, exactly. We're not kids, so we don't have all the free time in the world.
Yeah.
We got our adult. We both work. And then, on top, we got this. We got Cultured Boys. And it's like,
yeah,
between everything we're doing, like, the EXP share just saves us so much time. Like, I was saying to Pepe before recording, like, I was grinding this game out so that for this episode, I had enough of an opinion to spread, to share on the episode. But like Pepe said, without that EXP share, I probably would have been like 3 badges in, and then would have just been like, maybe we should scrap the idea. Do you know what I mean? Like,
It's one of those things, like, you're right, like grinding is one of those things, like, yeah, it became an essential part of RPGs, like, and stuff like that, but like, is it necessary? That's the one thing. Is it necessary to go through that much laborious activity and repetitiveness? Like, is it worth it at the end of the day? Because like, I feel like when you have the EXP share, sure, it feels like it's cutting down that time a lot, and you might not get as much satisfaction from it. However, like, is it really as fun as everyone makes it out to be? I feel like it's more of like a tradition rather than
I know, right?
a like sort of, hey, let's actually have fun with this game.
And it almost feels like Stockholm syndrome, you know, like you've just been doing it so long, you've just had to do it for so long that everyone's like, oh, where is it? Where is it? I want it back. I want it back. And it's like, yeah, but like, is it needed? It's just padding out the game. It just an extra layer of the struggle that just seems so unnecessary the older I get.
Yeah, I think you're right though. It did need to. I think it needed an option to have that on and off, because with most RPGs as well, you will have the option of choosing your difficulty, but with Pokemon you don't have that. So I feel having that EXP share, having that option to turn it on and off, I feel like that would have helped it a little bit. There's no reason to have it permanently on.
Yeah,
I think it's a weird decision to do that, but yeah, it's not something that's detrimental to me. I don't feel like, oh my god, it's ruined the game. Some people probably will say that though, which is like,
most people. It turns out most people have said that.
Yeah.
But again, it's down to personal preference. I do agree. Probably should have just been an option, and it would have saved so much aggro and whatever. Again, we both like it, so
Yeah. Yeah. So whereabouts are you in the game at the moment, Nathan?
So I just beat Cyrus. I've just gone to Lake Acuity. I'm basically on my way to my 8th badge.
Oh yeah.
I'm not too far from the end, to be honest, and my team has been pretty set in stone. What about you? Where did you got to?
So I completed it. Yes, I say completed it. I beat the Pokemon League, beat Cynthia, and I was literally up until 5 a.m. doing that last night. It's one of those ones where, like, I thought, like you, I was like, oh, I kind of want to get like a just general feel of the game a bit more. So I spent a majority of the day yesterday playing it. I started off yesterday. I just finished getting my 6th badge.
Oh, okay.
So I started in the morning, and then I literally blitzed through it the whole day and completed it at 5 a.m.
Again, it's that EXP share, man, because like I literally, what was it? I was talking to a friend on Tuesday and was like, oh yeah, I hadn't played a whole lot. I had 2 badges at that point, and by Thursday I was like, yeah, I got 6.
Yeah. It is that, innit? Like it feels like it goes by so much quicker. And I feel I tell you what, especially when you get down to the Pokemon League and stuff, that's when it kind of really starts to ramp up a little bit.
Well, yeah, that's because that's the level like jumps super high, innit? Like, because I'm at the point I'm at, everyone's just caught up to me level wise.
Oh yeah.
Like trainers and gym battles and stuff are like around level 40 to 45. Most of my Pokemon are level 50.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not really going to struggle much until I get probably around the Pokemon League, you know, like the Elite Four, where it will jump significantly. And I'm like, okay, now I need to do a tiny bit of grinding.
Yeah.
And that's just because I'm now just sort of running through areas. I'm not fighting every single person like I was for most of the game, because I'm just sort of reached that point where I'm like, do I have to fight you? You're going to be like 20 levels below me. I'm going to get like 100 XP. Like, what are you going to do? Okay,
so I did the opposite to you. I'm actually... I literally ran away from, I think, only one Pokemon in this game. I've run away from one Pokemon, and I fought every single trainer I possibly can.
Interesting.
So I've literally gone, like, I want to get as much EXP as possible. In turn, I think, yes, the game has been very easy. I have been one-shotting a lot of people. Like, it's annoying when you get to certain cave areas where you run into, like, sort of Geodudes, Gravelers, Onyxes, and stuff like that, which have Sturdy.
Yep.
Because it gets to a point where I'm like, for fuck's sake, I could kill you in one hit, but you have this stupid attribute which lets you hang on, and it's using up my moves. It's using up my PP, and I'm like, for fuck's sake. Especially when you get to Victory Road, you find so many of those fucking Pokemon there. And it like with Victory Road, it is like a marathon as well. That's like the longest like dungeon basically.
Yep.
And it feels like, oh my fucking god, it got to me that I've got a story to tell you about Victory Road in a minute, which is absolutely painful. But like, it is just, why are these Pokemon here? Like, you're here to just detriment me. I could kill you instantly. Why are you here?
Dude, that's been like most of my experience against those fucking rock Pokemon. Jesus.
I don't remember it being this much of an issue back in the day. Like, how is this such an issue now?
Either that or we weren't paying attention back then.
I feel like it was. This is another thing as well, is that I feel like I've paid more attention in this one than I have done on the DS versions. Because honestly, I'm going to tell you the truth, Nathan. I don't even remember Cyrus being the main bad guy.
Oh wow!
In when I played the DS ones, I thought Cyrus came in Platinum.
Ah.
Because when I played Diamond, originally, I didn't pay attention that much. I just like kept on fighting these Team Galactic bastards, and I was like, yeah, okay, cool, beat them. Next one. And I didn't even realize there was a main boss. I think it took me a couple years to realize there was actually a boss of Team Galactic.
Wow.
Yeah, so
that's amazing.
I didn't realize that. Because like he's got like they've all got the same suit or whatever. That as in terms of villains, they're not the most well designed villains in my opinion. Granted, like Team Rocket was literally just a bunch of like people in like I don't know caps and like suits, and then there was Giovanni.
Yeah.
So like scrapping that idea, but like when you look at like, and arguably maybe Ruby and Sapphire wasn't that impressive either. But I don't know, Archie and Maxie kind of left a bigger impression on me than Cyrus. And even in Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby, those like they fucking went like ham on those designs in those remakes as well. Archie and Maxie designs in Oris are like sick. They're good in that one. They buffed them up.
Okay, well, going off of that, that's a good segue into probably the next biggest issue people have.
Mm-hmm.
How did you find the chibi style? Most people seem to hate it before they've even picked the game up.
I didn't mind it. I mean, it's like I kind of saw it like, yeah, we've got Sword and Shield and we had what was it, Sun and Moon, and arguably X and Y. They weren't as chibi there. So, but I don't know. I've been playing like these games for like 25 years now, and technically we've been playing the chibi style more than we have done for these like full body models.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was that much of an issue. I was like, it looks cute. It's fine. I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah, I didn't have an issue with it either. To be fair, like you said, it's I mean, my brain probably was just like, yeah, this is what it looked like if they made those games from back then today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's it. Like it
is literally though
a modern version of what it used to look like. And I get it. Most people are like, yeah, but you have the capacity and the power to blah 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 blah. But it was fine.
At the end of the day,
I was just gonna say, like, yeah, okay, the walk cycle looked a bit weird at first, but
it didn't. It did look really strange. I agree with that, yeah.
I think it's because the legs are like looks like solid like hoofs, you know, so there's not like a joint at the foot. I
think it's like when you're running down as well, it's like it looks like the legs really coming out. It's like they're like taking like goose steps or something to like run. I'm like, okay, this is
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just because the chibi style, so the legs probably don't have as many joints in it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like as many bones, so like it just moves almost like a solid piece.
Yeah, yeah.
But once you've been playing for fucking however long we've been playing for, you don't even notice it.
No, absolutely not. No.
I think I stopped noticing before I even got to the first gym. Like,
yeah. I'd say the same. It was the exact same for me. Like I think I noticed around first gym-ish, and then I was like, okay, cool. This is just the style of the game. I'm not gonna slate it that much for it.
The only thing that I thought was kind of lame was, I do remember from when I used to play though, is the library at Conclave City or town is different. Do you remember in the originals it was like this big epic building, you go in and it like looked like a library at 2 floors and stuff.
Yeah.
But this one they like flat packed it down to your old like Gen 1 style building that's just got the stairs and then like the weird small room that you ran linearly through.
See, I did feel like they changed the library slightly. I feel like I didn't notice it that much. I didn't know. I think it was a passing thought in my mind. But I did feel like I swear the library did used to have more depth to it.
Yeah, it did. No, like it's seriously like for some reason the one thing I remember from those games. It's just weird.
Yeah, I mean that's my favorite city in the game. I think for some reason it's like my favorite city or town.
Interesting.
Like I don't know why. I think it's just because like I'm quite a big fan of Steel Pokemon as well, so it's got the Steel Gym there.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
And like you can, what was it? I think that's where you get the boat to go to different islands as well.
Yeah,
because you can go catch Cresselia and Darkrai if you have the means to. But yeah, I can understand what you mean. I think this is the one thing as well that some people may have an issue with is that it literally isn't different enough from the old Diamond and Pearl. I don't know how you felt about that. Like obviously you said that you haven't played these ones as much.
To me personally, I don't think we should always expect it to be crazy different. As in, yes, okay, in the remakes, they have definitely shown us some like auras where it's just mad different and you're like, oh my god, it's like an improvement to an already amazing game, right?
Yeah.
Or like, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, where there were some differences, but it was already a pretty good game. They just remade it.
Yeah.
Just like Fire Red, Leaf Green. Remakes of the OGs, slightly different, but pretty much the same games. Like, I don't think we should always expect it to be a crazy difference. You know, like, they've only done technically 4 remakes, right? 4 generations of remakes. So there isn't established styles. You know, there's no rule set for this. They can do whatever they please. And we should, sometimes I feel like, and this isn't just Pokemon fandom, I feel like it's a lot of fandoms in general. Like, I feel like we just complain too much nowadays. Like, we should just, sometimes you got to be lucky that you even get something.
It's very true. Yeah, it's very true. I think it falls into that entitlement sort of thing. Just because someone can make this game doesn't mean it's going to be the game that you expect it to be.
Yeah, and I think it's always because we have too much time to imagine what could be.
Yeah.
And then obviously when it finally comes around and it wasn't what you imagined, then obviously you're going to be disappointed, but like that's not their fault. That's kind of your problem.
I mean, at the end of the day, this isn't like it's like this game's come out and it's full of bugs or something.
Yeah.
Like when you look at the fucking GTA thing. Well, the definitive edition. Look at that. That's like that's horrendous.
At least we had something playable.
Exactly. That's the main thing. And granted, as well, this is not developed by Game Freak. This is by what's the I had it in my mind. I can't remember who's done it.
Can't remember either.
It's a 4-letter word, and it begins with an I.
Is it Inti? What, something like that, maybe?
I don't know. Let me look it up quick.
Yeah. Look it up. So yeah, I mean, whilst Pepe's doing that, I'll just finish the thought. Like, seriously though, like we should be lucky at all that we get remakes. For the longest, it wasn't even a thing. It's the biggest trend right now because obviously nostalgia sells.
Yeah.
And that is a powerful seller right now because enough of us are now old enough with money that we're like, cool, I'm going to buy that thing I remember. But at the same time, it is entitlement. We really don't need to be so vocal and so visceral with our reactions to things.
So the people that developed it are Ilka, ILCA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they haven't done a lot before. They designed Pokemon Home.
Okay.
So that's the thing. And the other 2 games I can see here is Project Tokyo Dolls, which I do not know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
And an Idol Master game.
Oh, okay.
So that was on PlayStation 4 and Steam.
From what I know of Idolmaster games, they're like visual novels. So
and there's a shit ton of them. That's another thing I know about Idolmaster games. There's a lot. But yeah, so yeah, I agree with you. It's that sort of entitlement, just because you can imagine this sort of thing. I think maybe that stems from looking at the previous remakes and how much there is different there.
Again, I don't remember in Fire Red, Leaf Green, Heart Gold, Soul Silver it being that incredibly different.
Heart Gold, Soul Silver, I think there was like a few at the time. Granted, like this is like during DS time, so it wasn't the most game-changing thing. It was like having your Pokemon follow you around. There was like the touchscreen stuff. There was what was it? Was it the Pokemon Olympics or something like that? I love those. There was like a certain section in the Johto
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
where like you could enter your Pokemon in like races or whatever.
I mean, Fire Red, Leaf Green, the only thing I can think that was different was like the Sevi Islands.
I agree with you. Yeah, it's probably like quality of life changes
Yeah.
as well because Ghost Pokemon back then were overpowered as fuck.
That's all I'm saying is like this is as faithful as those ones were. So I don't quite see what the difference is.
I agree. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think this is comparable to a Fire Red Leaf Green situation, in my opinion. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, again, I would even say comparable to a Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Like to me, at least, right? And I'm not saying everyone should agree, but to me at least, the first 2 gens of remakes, this is comparable.
Yeah, I can understand that. I see what you mean there.
So when you look at it on paper, like we literally had one remake that was just balls to the wall, basically a new game.
Do you want to count Let's Go as remakes as well, though?
Okay, sorry, 2 then. We've had 2 that are just essentially different from what the original source material was.
Yeah.
That's not enough to complain about then.
I don't think it's worth complaining about at all, to be honest. But again, we have our own opinions. If you're entitled to your own opinion, if you want to complain about it, go for it. Go ahead. I'm not gonna like shoot you down for what you did.
All I'm saying is, at least we got Diamond and Pearl. Could have been Let's Go Johto. There you go.
Yes.
Could have been Let's Go 2. And then who's complaining then? Even more of you, probably.
Okay, yeah. I was thinking like I probably wouldn't mind a Let's Go 2, to be honest. I'd still buy it. Then I realized like what are people going to complain about more, this game or Let's Go 2? And arguably, yeah, Let's Go 2 would get a lot more hate.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
You and me, we're quite complacent Pokemon fans. We'll like bitch and moan at stuff, and then we'll be like, "Yeah, well, I'm still gonna buy it."
Yeah, you're still getting my money at the end of the day.
But a Let's Go 2, oh my god, would they? The internet would just be on fire.
I mean, there are like, I think the thing is about Let's Go is that those games are faithful to the like original games. It's just the battle style is different, especially when catching Pokemon. I don't think it's horrendous.
No, but it's definitely not what the majority of the fandom want.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, there's that, and yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like these games do feel like carbon copies of Diamond and Pearl. I think that's maybe why a lot of the fans do feel like, oh, what's the point? I could have just played Diamond and Pearl. But at the end of the day, it's higher. It's the graphics are better. Get it on the Switch. Even with just that,
and the quality of life, honestly.
Oh yeah, and quality of life for sure. But like, even if it was literally just the bare minimum of remake stuff, which arguably could be, would you expect Nintendo to charge less than 40 quid for this?
No,
you wouldn't. Like Nintendo go charge you 40 quid for like anything at this point. Like if it's their game and it's on the Switch, you're paying 40 quid for it.
Yep.
Like it's not going to change the fact this, like, even if it is a carbon copy. Yeah, Nathan's right. You're literally like, you're going to get this game regardless. You'd be lucky you've got this game, and it wasn't going to be any less than 40 quid even if they didn't make any change. They could literally publish the same fucking game, not make any improvements, like literally just like publish the DS version on the Switch somehow with a touchscreen, so they can make it the shittiest one possible. They'd still charge you 40 quid for it.
Yeah, they would.
Like
they'll charge you as close to 40 quid as they could.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, if and when a black and white remake comes out, if that shit is a carbon copy and your motherfuckers complain again, there's no helping you, okay? I'll say it now, there will be no helping you, okay? Because that is also like arguably most people's like favorite generation. And if you complain that it's a carbon copy, you're fucked. in the head. I'm just saying it now.
Exactly, like it's what you want. What are you gonna complain about?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if your favorite one comes out, right, and you're complaining that it's exactly the same as you remember, there's something wrong with you, not the game and not the fandom. It's you, out there who are bitching and moaning. I'm just gonna throw that out there now. Flame us, well, flame me all you want. I don't give a shit. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, we've like talked about all the similarities in this. Let's talk about some of the other differences that we have in this game. So like obviously they've had to adapt some certain things as well.
Yeah, I will tell you one thing that confused me the most, and I didn't realize until I got much further in the game.
Yeah.
Fairy types in it.
That is I think because the game is so similar, like you forget that fairy types is a thing, and they've added that in there now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the immediate fairy types that are in this. I know Mr. Mime is fairy.
I think the first one I ran into was a baby Pokemon.
Is it
because I was
it Azurill?
Maybe Azurill or Happiny or something.
Oh yeah, Happiny.
One of the baby Pokemon I ran into, I was fighting a trainer and I had my Monferno out at the time, because I was like, they're all normal type, whatever. I'll just punch them, fighting move, one hit kill. And then all of a sudden this baby Pokemon came out. I hit the button like I did, not paying attention. I looked up at the screen and went, why is it still there?
Yeah.
Like, I hadn't realized, again, until I'd fought, and I think until I fought a Clefairy much later in the game.
Yeah.
That I was like, oh shit, is that actually fairy type? Like, did they put that in the game? Yeah. They did. They fully did.
So it's like, it's still like adapting to like, you still got your fairy types. That's another difference. We've got fairy types in this now.
I tell you, the best difference that's in this is not having to hold a button down to run around.
I did not even like, okay, so I was talking to you about this like the other day, like when this first came out. This was in Sword and Shield as well. I didn't realize that this was a thing.
Did you not know that in Sword and Shield either?
I didn't realize this. Like, I think I was holding the button down. I was holding B button while running in Sword and Shield. I only noticed in this game that you didn't have to do it. And I was like, what? Is this a thing? Has this always been a thing?
Also, it's along with that as a minor difference, but it's super helpful.
Yeah.
In gameplay, there's omnidirectional movement, like 8 directions.
Yes, yeah.
Which is so helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the cutscenes, quote unquote, like characters still move like linearly, like the old games, like in the cardinal directions. They have to like pivot and then walk in a straight line and then pivot. Yeah. Whereas when you're outside of that, you just run in whatever direction you want. And I'm like, thank God.
Yeah.
Because I think I would have lost my mind if I still had to do the old walking, like, forward, turn, forward, turn. Like tank controls would have killed me, I think.
One thing I did find with the controls, though, is that like I did get like randomly snagged on certain bits of scenery.
Oh, yeah, all the time. It's a weird depth perception thing, and I think it's not the player's fault. I think it's just the weird camera.
Yeah, because like I kept on like trying to run around in certain corners and I'll just get like stuck on a fucking... It's incredibly infuriating on a bike though. This is the one thing I absolutely hate.
Yeah, that's why I haven't been riding my bike in this game. I will just run around.
I absolutely hate using the bike in this because you just get snagged on the tiniest thing and I'm like, fuck's sake, I cannot be bothered with that.
My biggest enemy is trees in this game.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, I always get stuck on a root or something of the tree, and you're just like, why am I hearing that, like, noise?
Yeah.
You know the one, like...
Brr, brr.
Yeah, like, you're right. That is one weird difference. And I think it is solely because it's at a set camera angle.
Yeah, and I guess...
And everything is obviously a solid 3D object, but we don't have the ability to move the camera to see the things in our way.
I think it's like that sort of thing, isn't it? Because obviously we have... like back in the day, we had the D-pad for these sort of things. And now with Sword and Shield and Sun and Moon... We did have those controls at our disposal. But granted, with those games, they weren't chibi.
Yeah, they were fully 3D. And
this isn't me hating on the chibi start thing, by the way. It's just that I just don't like the controls. I don't like getting snagged. That's the only problem I have. Like,
I think that's the only growing pain of having semi-updated controls and semi-updated the game for modern usage
Yeah.
versus keeping it so faithful to the old style. Because obviously in the old days, you would have tank controlled it. You know, you'd walk up to the tree and then you would turn right so you could walk up past it and then turn left so that you can then walk around, you know, like in your 4 cardinal directions. But now that you can move in omnidirection, all 8 directions diagonally and all that, obviously that's a thing that maybe wasn't thought about or designed. You know, it obviously wasn't designed into the original maps because you weren't intended to be able to move like that. My complaints about this game are very minor. They're the little things like that.
Agreed. Yeah. I don't think that I have any major complaints at all. But what else have they added as well? Okay, so super contests are a thing.
I haven't played any of the contests.
I haven't done those either. Okay, let's get past that quite quickly then. Because this is one thing about Pokemon games as well. I think I did play I did do the super contests back when these games were first released, like on Ruby and...
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't the original games force you to do at least one competition?
I think they did, yeah.
Because I remember that's the part of the game I hated the most. Because I think it was when you first meet Fantina, when you get to, is it Heartdome City or Heartdome City?
Yeah.
The first time, and then it's like, oh, you have to do a competition, like a contest. And I was just like, well, why?
Yeah, it was just like, it kind of takes you out of the game a little bit. And yeah, they've taken that away from here. So again, like I love the contests for Ruby and Sapphire back in the day.
Same.
I didn't like these ones as much, and I didn't even with contests in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, I didn't do them.
Yeah, I didn't do that either.
Because I just kind of wanted to stick to the thing, yeah. But yeah, like that's the thing in this game. I think they've changed it up a little bit, but we won't go into too much detail because we haven't done that. They've also added, so in the original Diamond and Pearl as well, they had the is it a PAL Park?
Yes.
It used to be. But they've changed that as well. So instead of having that, you have a place where you can just catch legendaries, if I'm correct.
I don't remember. PAL Park's still there.
The actual place is still there, but you can't. I don't think you can catch actual Pokemon there. I think you can only catch legendaries.
I'm not sure. I literally only went there because at the time I was trying to evolve a Badoo, and I read that if you went there, you can then select any Pokemon to follow you afterwards, like in the overworld.
Really? Oh, that's how you do it.
So I went there just so that I could have my Badoo follow me, because apparently in this game, you gain friendship every step you take with that Pokemon following you in the overworld.
Oh.
And at the time I thought I wanted a Roserade, but it took too long, so I replaced it.
Okay.
I do have a Roserade now, but
this is one thing as well that I kind of did feel was a little bit OP. Is that when you get to certain points in the game, obviously there's the Pokemon like loving you and all that sort of stuff, like they look like.
Yeah.
And then there would be certain things where it's like, like the Pokemon is about to die, but it held on to 1 HP because it loves you so much.
Oh yeah, that's some modernisms, yeah. Or I get every now and again they avoided the attack because of your shout or something.
Yeah, or it's like a critical hit, or like it woke up. Like there's like so many different things, which like I think
they've been adding those into the games like over the years.
I feel like this one was really noticeable though. I feel like there's at one point when I have my Drifblim and I was fighting one of the Elite Four, and my Drifblim was fucking killing it just because it was getting critical hits every other move because it loved me so much.
I mean, that just means you're a good trainer, yes.
I mean, I guess so, yeah. I mean, and I was just like, okay, that's fine, but if I wanted a traditional Pokemon experience, I would be a little bit pissed off that this is just like some bullshit. Again, it's the traditional versus modern Pokemon player.
I mean, I kind of like it. I'm not going to lie. Like, I had noticed it a little more in this game than maybe previously. But then in Sword and Shield, my Pokemon did shit like that all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think that's why I'm used to it. I think once you get used to it, it's not really. It just becomes the norm. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so I think if I went back to older games, I'd probably be like weirded out that I worked on friendship for some reason, and now my Pokemon don't react to me in the same way. I don't know. I think it's a weird
Yeah.
thing where now I'm just too used to it. But I can see what you mean, though. It probably adds to that, like, oh, the games are getting too easy now.
I think it does add a little bit. I think there's certain things like I'm not like hating on it too much. I think it's one of those ones where I'm a bit like, was it really necessary to add that? But at the same time, it helped me beat the Elite Four and Cynthia. So I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. Because this is one thing as well. I didn't realize how fucking tough the Elite Four are. Because obviously you'll get to this eventually, Nathan. But first two Elite Four members, Aaron and Bertha, easy. I fucking one-shot Aaron every fucking time. This is what I just used my Drift Limb, used Fly every fucking time, and it killed everything. And this is like one thing I was like, fine, that's all right. And then Bertha was a little bit harder, but a bit. Fucking Flint was difficult. Fuck, like Flint killed half my team off.
Interesting. Flint, he's fire, isn't he?
Yeah, Flint's fire. Like he's got some fucking coverage on it, I'll tell you, man. Like I was talking to one of my mates about this, and Rapidash uses hypnosis.
What?
When did Rapidash know hypnosis?
What?
And I was looking like, what the fuck? That's like, it literally comes out and loses hypnosis on you the first fucking thing. And I'm like, what? This is like out of nowhere.
Interesting.
There's a little hint for you, Nathan. Try and get a Pokemon with insomnia if you can.
Nah, I'm just gonna bank all on my Gastrodon taking him out like by itself.
This is a one thing as well, is that the coverage on some of these teams is fucking insane. You think, oh, cool, I'll just use this Pokemon, it's got weaknesses or whatever. Nah, that Elite Four member's got the coverage, man. They'll take you out somehow. They'll find a way to take you out. They got Flame Orbs on. I'm like, why the fuck would you put Flame Orb on a Pokemon? Because it just gives them burn. But then you realize when I send out my Bronzong to hypnotize Pokemon so I can use Dream Eater, I can't fucking send them to sleep because they're already burnt. I'm like, you fuckers, you've done that on purpose. They've done that. Lucian wasn't too bad. Lucian's fine. I've had more trouble with Flint than I did with Lucian.
Interesting.
But Cynthia was the toughest battle I've had the whole game, man.
Yeah, but she was always tough, like even from back in the day, like.
Yeah. I had to it was a couple tries for me that I had to do that, and even then I used like max revives. I had to that was probably the only time in the whole game I had to properly play strategically. And you know, like I was saying before about the Pokemon loving you and holding out and stuff.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, Bronzong came through in that battle, I tell you, mate, because literally half my team are dead. I think I've only got a Bronzong and my Jirachi left because I used Jirachi on my team.
Oh, interesting. I didn't use either of the free mythicals.
Yeah, there's free. Oh yeah,
no, sorry, free as in we received for free, not free.
Oh, okay. Technically we had Manaphy as well as a mystery gift, but move past that.
Did we?
Yeah. If you use mystery gift, you get Manaphy. Or Manaphy egg, anyway.
I guess I hadn't done that yet.
Okay, yeah, maybe do that before it expires or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got Mew and Jirachi free if you play Let's Go and Sword and Shield, if you have those datas on there. But I had a Mew in my team before, but I got rid of it because I was just I don't use this thing and it feels OP, so I got rid of that.
Okay.
But yeah, back to my story. I've got like Bronzong and Jirachi left in my team. All my other Pokemon are dead, and I'm like, fuck, I need to revive some bastards. So I use Max Revive on my Empoleon. It comes back to life. Bronzong's like literally got 1 HP left. I'm like, it's gonna die. I'll do that. And then Bronzong avoids a move because it loves me so much. I'm like, oh, sick. That gives me another time to revive another Pokemon. So I do that, and then I'm like, Bronzong still has another HP left. He avoided again because he loves me. And I was like, oh, sweet, that gives me time to revive another Pokemon. No word of a lie. I revived my whole fucking team to full health because Bronzong was avoiding all these moves because he loved me so much. I was like, see, you know when I said earlier it feels a bit OP? That's why it's OP. Because I was like, Cynthia must be looking at me like, what the fuck? I took out this guy's whole team and he's just here reviving every motherfucker that he has. And yeah, like it was just a thing. I just brought my whole team back to life. But yeah, that's the thing.
That's crazy.
And that's how I beat Cynthia in the fucking cheesiest way possible. But yeah, and all the Pokemon died again, apart from Jirachi, because like they fucking got destroyed by the team again. And then I'll just use fairy moves on the Garchomp, and it was all good. That's the story of how I beat Cynthia. But I've got to tell you this other. I mentioned earlier about my Victory Road dilemma.
Oh yeah, you did, didn't you?
I'll tell you this now. I know we were talking about what differences were in this game, but I'll just tell this now before I forget. I was in Victory Road, probably like one floor before completing the whole thing and getting out of the Pokemon thing. I was like, yes, almost there, done.
Okay.
I'm there switching around my Pokemon because I need to like put like some of the weaker ones at the front so I can get a bit more XP.
Yeah.
And then I've got Dig on my Steelix, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, yeah, I'll switch around. Fucking press Dig right before I was about to leave Victory Road.
No.
And
Pepe, no.
I have to do the whole fucking thing again.
Oh, mate.
Because I literally transport out of the right at the start of Victory Road. I'm like,
oh, Pepe.
No.
Oh, Pepe. Oh my god.
Mate, I was like, I was gutted. I was like, God damn it. Do I have the strength to carry on? This was at 3 o'clock in the morning, maybe like 2 o'clock in the morning. I was like, do I just end it here? Do I just end tonight and I'll play tomorrow or something like that? And I was like, no, I'm going to continue on. I'm just going to, like, okay, I did lie earlier when I said I only ran past one Pokemon, because when I got back into Victory Road, I was, to fuck was I going to beat every single fucking Pokemon I ran across again. So I was like, look, I'm just going to run away from every Pokemon until I get to the point.
Did you not have any repels or anything?
I couldn't be bothered to fly to the Pokemon thing and buy repels.
Oh, okay.
So I was just like, because I was about to call it quits in general. I wasn't about to just go and put more effort in to go buy repels.
I don't know. I thought maybe you'd picked up some through your adventures or something.
It would have made sense to. It would have made sense to do that, but nah, apparently not.
I mean, like, not like, oh, you bought them, but like just picking
Just
up random
find them.
shit off the floor. Yeah.
Not as many as you'd think, I think I only found one or two.
I mean, that's still one or two more than that you could have used,
Yeah, it's true. But at the time, like, it was early in the morning, I wouldn't get to do much shit. But yeah, I got to the point where I originally decided to dig out of a cave, and then I was like, that's it. Okay, I'm going to continue fighting these Pokemon now. And I got out of there. But boy, oh boy, was that a fucking struggle. But yeah. Back to Cynthia's a bit of a pain in the ass, so you'll have that to look forward to when you get there.
Oh, I always knew I had that to look forward to. Like, I swear in franchise history, she's known as one of the hardest champion fights there is.
I think it's because, like, when you look at other champions in these gens, like, granted, what was it, in Black and White, you had Alder, he had a bit of type coverage. Same with Cynthia, and arguably maybe Blue in the first one.
Okay.
In Gold and Silver, you had Lance, who was just dragon type basically, and you can pretty much like use Ice Beam and probably fuck up half his team. Then you had Steven, who was steel types.
Yeah.
Then you had Wallace, who was all water types.
Yeah.
Then Cynthia, she has got a bit of type coverage.
It's older than Iris, isn't it?
Older had a bit of time coverage. Iris had dragon Pokemon.
Yeah.
So she had a type coverage. Then you have Dianthia, I think her name was in Gen 6. So she was varied. I thought she was a fairy type user at first, but wasn't. She had loads of coverage. And then it was Professor Kakui as the Sun and Moon champion. Arguably Hal in Sun and Moon, in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. So again, bit of type coverage there as well. I mean, I don't know, for the rest of the gym leaders past Iris, they actually all have pretty good type coverage. But for some reason, there were certain gym leaders which just had certain, like, one type Pokemon.
I don't know. Maybe they were trying to follow the formula kind of thing, like, well, they were probably a gym leader before they became the champion or something.
It makes sense, don't it? Like, with some of them. I mean, arguably, Lance was Elite Four member, Wallace was a gym leader, and Steven. So his name's Steven Stone. It's going to be a bit random if he's called Steven Stone and he's just got fucking, I don't know, random fucking water Pokemon.
He's a bug type user.
Yeah, exactly. It's like he's got to stick to the formula. But yeah, like that's the thing. Cynthia's tough. You can look forward to that. But what other changes are there in this game?
There's one feature I appreciate there being, but I didn't use all that much, and that is you can access the PC box from anywhere again.
Did you? I didn't even realize that. I not that I really changed that.
You didn't have to go to the Pokemon Center.
Oh, okay. That's handy as hell.
Yeah, it's not something I use often because, like I said earlier, like I had somehow luckily caught a lot of my final team.
Hmm.
So my team were like pretty set in stone quite early on, and so I didn't actually have to swap out all that much.
Okay, that's decent.
Although speaking of teams, what was your final team?
Okay, so my team was Driftblim. I had Jirachi, Bronzong, Steelix, Empoleon, and Crobat.
Okay,
What was yours?
I have Abomasnow, Gastrodon, Altaria,
Oh.
Mismagius, Luxray, and Infernape.
You got quite a good coverage on your team.
I've tried to go for Pokemon I may not have used before,
Yeah, that's fair.
or at least like ones I've not had on my team before. So that's why I've got like an Altaria because I never used one of those before properly. I've got Mismagius because I normally don't really go for a ghost Pokemon that isn't Gengar.
Yeah.
Gastrodon I've used before, but I mean, come on. In that game, a water ground type, that's pretty
Hmm.
fucking OP.
Yeah. Yeah, very true.
And like I said, I originally wanted to have Roserade for my grass poison,
Yeah.
but the fucking Badoo didn't evolve until way late. And I was like, fuck it, I'm going to catch this Snover and replace him and have a grass ice type.
Okay, Abomasnow is quite a cool one as well. I do like Abomasnow.
Yeah, but I definitely used an Abomasnow before, though.
Yeah, say it, yeah.
Just like I've used Luxray and Infernape before, but Infernape's like one of my favorites. So
This is the thing I did as well, though, because I originally wanted to go for the same thing that you were doing, like use Pokemon that I haven't used before. But then I got into, like, what was it? Jirachi is one of the Pokemon I've never used before because I don't usually use legendaries on my team. Well, this is a mythical, so yeah, same thing.
fair. Oh, it's the same thing, yeah.
But like I was like, I want to use a Jirachi because it's like a steel psychic thing. And I was like, okay, cool, I'll have it. Then I got another steel psychic on my team. So I had two steel psychics.
Interesting.
I had a steel ground with Steelix. I had a steel water with Empoleon. So my team was made. I mentioned earlier that I like steel Pokemon. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody trying to take Steven's place.
Steven is my favorite champion as well. So
I wonder why with all the steel Pokemon.
and then obviously I had the flying poison and the ghost flying. So not a whole lot of coverage, which was a bit of a detriment in sometimes, but I was like, it's cool. It's all good. But your team sounds quite good. Your team sounds versatile. So that's a good team.
That's what I always try to do now with Pokemon, but that's just because, like you said earlier, we've been playing basically since it first came out. We've been playing since Gen 1, so I've just got way more knowledge, and the older I get, the more I'm like, I need type coverage.
Yeah.
Whereas your team sounds like you're just having fun.
It is that, yeah.
Which I kind of envy because it's like I told these stories before, and you'll probably remember I told you how I used to have like 2 Flareons and all sorts of shit when I was a kid. Like your team sounds like me as a kid, just like I'm just gonna use what I feel like. Fuck whatever happens. I'm just gonna have fun with the game, right? Whereas now I think a bit too much. I'm like, right, I need type coverage. I need all sorts of different moves. You can't just go for the stab damage, like
I get you.
I think too much when I play the game now. It's not quite as fun as it used to be.
Yeah, it's your priority basically, because that's the thing. Like I arguably though, you're going for a different team, so you're going for a different experience, which is probably like it's a good way to play the game because it feels a bit more fresher. Whereas I've used like arguably what's on my team, Steelix is on my team, which I feel like Steelix is one of my favorite Pokemon. So
yeah, you've had Steelix in a lot of games.
Yeah, I definitely had one in Sword and Shield, and I feel like I had one. I probably had one somewhere else as well. I can't remember where. Yeah, like in literally just any game that I can. But this is really like that's the thing. Like Steelix is one of those ones where you have to trade him to evolve him.
Yeah.
But in this one and Sword and Shield, you can readily catch Steelixes. So I was like, it saves me the trouble, so I might as well fucking do it.
Yeah, see, that was my problem with Mismagius is like, because I'd never used one. I didn't really know how it evolved.
Yeah.
I didn't evolve it until like the other day. So I had a Mischievous all the way up until it was level like 48.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, how many moves did I miss out on?
Oh yeah, jeez, yeah.
Like it's the same with the Badoo. Like I had it maybe after the second gym, right?
Mm-hmm.
It didn't evolve into a Roselia until it was level 49.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So I basically had it almost the entire game, right? Which is, again, why I replaced it, because I was like, oh, fuck it. I'm taking this Snova that's level 32 when I caught it, and it evolves at level 40. I was like, right, that'll stay on my team. I just won't use it until it's caught up with the rest of the team a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But like by the time I had a Roserade, I'm like, how many moves did I miss out on? Because the fucking thing didn't evolve until 49. I had the shiny stone ready like 4 gyms ago.
Yeah. Oh my days. God, that's like I didn't realize it took that long for Pokemon to like for the max happiness sort of thing. Like
Sometimes, well, that's the thing. Sometimes it's because like it's a number of factors, isn't it? It's like how many battles, how much damage it takes, running around with it outside, doing activities with it, massages, stuff like that. Like friendship takes a lot of work.
It does.
And that's why, like in Sword and Shield and was it X and Y with Pokemon on me?
Oh yeah.
Like that kind of stuff where you can spend 20 minutes outside of the normal game to raise your friendship to max and then quickly go out and level up your Pokemon and it evolves. I really appreciate that now.
Yeah, it does help with that sort of thing, definitely.
I used to do it just because.
But now you need like...
And I didn't appreciate it then, but now with this fucking Badoo, I'm like, where was it? I need that. I need it, bro. I could have had a Roserade like half a game ago.
Like this is one thing about like the Pokemon games as well. Like, I think like certain Pokemon you think are like, oh, I can easily get this sort of thing. It's a lot harder to get these certain Pokemon than you think. Like I wanted a Spiritomb on my team. I was originally going to get rid of Jirachi and replace it with Spiritomb.
Interesting.
But to get the Spiritomb, you have to go in the Grand Underground and talk to 32 NPCs.
Oh my god.
The thing is with talking to 32 NPCs in the Grand Underground is that like one, you have to go in the Grand Underground, so you're diverting your attention away from the main game to go to this place. Arguably, I don't know how much you use the Grand Underground at all. Do you use it much?
I went there a couple of times. That's where I got my Altaria, and that's where I got my whatever it is before Gastrodon.
Oh yeah, Shellos?
That's the one.
Shellos, yeah. Okay, fair. I mean, I used it quite a bit, and it's quite cool to do the digging thing. I think I prefer the digging more than anything.
I hate that mini game. I can't seem to fucking dig out anything without the fucking thing breaking first.
Yeah. I feel like it, like you get like a sort of like strategy going after a while, and it like kind of get it. But I get what you mean though. You either love it or you hate it with these things. And I think the Grand Underground has made some great improvements. I feel like the finding Pokemon there is good.
Vastly. I feel like that's a change we neglected to mention, because like before I'd never even went under there because there was no need to.
Yeah, I didn't either. Now that you can find Pokemon there, you can find different obviously.
You can find like high level Pokemon there too. Like
they level it, don't they? So you can actually find Pokemon that are your level, that thing. And the thing is, when you do the digging thing, it's quite handy because you get statues, and when you get your den and you put those statues in your base, basically, it makes the chance of those Pokemon appearing higher.
Interesting. Okay, well that sucks because I did want a Garchomp, and I found a Garchomp statue, but I'm so late in the game now that it probably wouldn't be worth swapping one in.
Yeah, you never know. They level up to the same thing. So if you do find that, if you really are desperate to find that Garchomp, then
I mean Garchomp's what Dragon Ground, so
yeah.
Then I'd have to take out my Altaria, which is my flying dragon type. So
yeah, mess up the balance. That's fine.
Yeah, it messes my team comp.
That's fair.
No, yeah, like the Grand Underground is actually pretty sick. Like
it's surprising, isn't it? I'd never used this in the original games, like you said as well. Like, and this is a very good thing. Like, you can play with mates as well.
Yeah.
Like, so you can set up a group and you all go down there. Like,
I just have to mention, like, if you get lucky, which I did, you can get evolution stones down there too. I dug out a sunstone.
Yeah.
On the 1 or 2 times I got lucky, and I was like, oh, cool.
Oh, I have to talk about one of the most infuriating things about it though. I played on the internet online. So basically, the thing is, with more people in the Grand Underground, you find those Diglets, don't you?
Yeah.
And once you find 40 Diglets, basically there's like a bar that starts glowing like rainbow colored, and that gives you the opportunity to find rarer statues in the Grand Underground.
Okay.
So like, and that gives you the opportunity to find, like, if you find like a jade statue, I think that gives you a higher opportunity to find shiny Pokemon.
Ooh.
So I was like, okay, that's sick. And then I got to one where I was like, there's like 40 Diglets found, this rainbow card, everyone's digging into walls and stuff. I happened to be digging in the same area as this other guy was digging. And then like I was just digging away, doing my thing. Like I was like smashing it, getting all these little items. And then suddenly this other pickaxe appears on my thing. And I'm like, what the fuck? Is this a glitch? What the fuck's happening? And I find this fucking rare looking stone. Like it's all glowing and shit. It's got like red pieces coming out of it.
Oh, did a dude fuck it up for you?
Yeah, he fucked up for me. I was fucking fuming. I was like, this is the last piece that I need to get out of this wall. And this fucking pickaxe just starts chipping away at random fucking bits in the wall. I'm like, what the fuck? He's damaging my wall right now. I lose the shit because some dude's come along and like is chipping away at my wall. I lost it. I was fucking fuming. Okay, so that's not the end of the story. I'm like, fine, I'll go to another bit of the wall. I'll continue my thing. I thought it was a glitch. It's fine, I'll move on. And then suddenly it starts happening again. I'm like, what the fuck? It keeps happening. It's only until the third fucking time when I'm chipping away at the wall, I notice this guy's been following me around, chipping at my walls. And I'm like, this is a fucking flawed system.
That's amazing.
I guess like maybe it's better if you had communication with them. You could be like, oh, let's both chip away at this thing and make it go quicker. But when you're playing with random people on the internet, they don't give a shit. They're going to be chipping the fucking wall and trying to get their own shit. And I'm like, no, this is the worst possible thing. You make me lose all my rare items. And I was fucking, absolutely fuming at that.
Yeah, this is why I don't play online.
Yeah, but you get them rare Diglett things, so I think it's just one of those ones I was like, you fucker. You ruin everything. But yeah, God. The thing is, we've been talking for like, I don't know, coming up to an hour, maybe a bit less. And this is a game that we originally said there's not a whole lot of change from the DS versions, but we still found a lot to talk about with this, I feel.
Yeah, and again, I'd still had fun with the game.
Yeah.
It's a faithful remake, but it's still Pokemon. Like, it's still the game you've come to know and love.
Yeah.
I still think people should give it a try, regardless of what they thought before. You know, okay, worst comes to the worst, you don't like it, just sell it off again.
Yeah, and I think it's at the end of the day, it's a Pokemon game, like you said. You gotta have fun. If you're a Pokemon fan, you gotta have fun with it. If you haven't played Diamond and Pearl before, it's even greater opportunity. You don't have to fucking grab a DS. You can just start playing this.
Yeah, exactly. Also, let's face it, to those people that are like, oh, it's not different enough, I might as well play my DS. You ain't gonna play your DS.
Yeah, it's so true. Like, you really gonna go back to your DS and play this game?
You gonna whack out your fucking 3DS and chuck in the old cartridge? No, you ain't. No, you're not.
Yeah, you've got a Switch. Like, you're a Pokemon player. You have a Switch.
Exactly.
You're gonna go and pick up you're gonna play this game. Like, this is a much more accessible game right now than your fucking original Diamond and Pearl. What are you gonna do to get extra Pokemon? Put your fucking Game Boy cartridges in your DS, which might not even. It's gonna stick out the bottom if you have a DS Lite at the best of times.
Innit? So ultimately, what we're saying is stop bitching and moaning. Okay.
Yeah.
And play the game. If you ain't gonna play the game and you're sticking to your guns, fair enough.
Yeah.
But to those of you that can be swayed by our opinions for whatever reason, play the game, okay?
Exactly.
You'll have fun. You'll probably like it. There you go. What was the harm in that?
That's it. I think that's it. Just give it a shot. Like if you don't like this, wait a couple months. Pokemon Arceus is gonna come around. You're gonna complain about that anyway.
You might hate that one too.
Yeah. Right, like Pokemon fans ain't gonna be like pleased with whatever. So just like enjoy what you can at the end of the day. Just play what you want to play. If you don't want to play Pokemon, don't fucking play Pokemon. Just play something else.
Yeah, like you be the person I wish I could have been way back when and drop out of the franchise and never come back. Because God knows I would have saved a lot of money. But would I had as much fun in life? Probably not, because most of my friends play Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly. It's a fun game at the end of the day. Go give it a shot. Like give it a shot. Give it a chance at least before you start hating on it. But yeah, anything else you got to say, Nathan?
Nothing on the game.
Uh-huh.
I need, here it comes, guys.
Oh.
The YouTuber thing.
Why
guys.
do you sound so depressed? Here it comes, guys. It's that time again.
Well, because let's face it, right? No YouTuber, no person on YouTube wants to say this shit. Like, you just have to say this shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a thing you do.
It's tradition. It's tradition. It's like grinding. It's like using the XP shit. It's like having.
This is more, right? This is more Stockholm syndrome than anything else. Okay.
Go on,
So-
Nathan. Go on, say it.
Don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe, hit that bell button so you get notified when our next videos come out, and check us out on podcast platforms. We have the links in every video. I know because I'm the one who does it. So thank you for listening.
I'm just here to chat shit. Nathan does all the links and stuff. It's alright. Nice one. Okay, guys. Have a nice day. Bye.
Bye.